Hi, my name is Jim Laura and I'm here to introduce you to my final project for GIS 410. I'm interested in ecology and biodiversity, and so when searching for data for this project I decided to focus on a specific shapefile called NHPNA, which is the Natural Heritage Program Natural Areas. What the Natural Heritage Program did was identify the natural areas of North Carolina and rated them on their conservation value based on um, community assemblage or rarity of species and other factors. Um, so for this project, I am a potential graduate student or even someone within the universities who's interested in biodiversity and conservation and wants to identify these um, lands if they're nearby the universities for either potential conservation projects, potential scientific research, or even for field classes. And so here is the kind of program project description, and these are the three analysis questions I developed. You can see that for the first one I had a set of criteria to help determine and answer that question, and you can see that there's already an answer there, which I will be describing how I solved. And then number 2 and 3 right there. And so at least for the first question, I used a couple of files to help me solve that question. The first one is a county boundary, which is just kind of served as a base map as of right now to kind of make sure that everything's visually in the right location. Urban area, since that was one of the criteria, distance within urban areas. The NHPNA file again, you can see that there are about 2,432 of these in North Carolina. The universities that I have selected out of the 15 within the UNC school system. The NC routes are the list of the roads, but it's a very large file, so I won't be clicking on it at the moment. And there is another raster data set that I will use for the land cover for the other two questions, but not for this first question. So for the first question, I used a variety of methods and tools selected by attribute, buffering, and clip, and intersect, and select by location to help determine these areas. And so you can see that there's the UNC 15 UNC schools, the final NHPNA areas, and so you can see that I have used those tools to find these areas. For the other two questions, I am hoping to find the total area of the NHPNAs within Wake County and the range of the sizes, since size is a huge factor with conservation, and also to find out which of those lands are forested, because I would prefer working with forested habitats. So for the web map, you can see that I have had some credits for the data gathered and the criteria listed. Okay, and here you can see the 15-mile buffer from the universities themselves and the NHPNA sites that are within that buffer zone, and also the 15 universities with a little bit of information. So if you go closer, you can also click on the areas themselves, and it gives you information on the total acres, names, owner, and the conservation rating.